by tradition.
Hold
And that
tight.
is hold tight, the 3-point collectors.
Next thing, Tottenham are whipping boys for Liverpool. You lot ain't beat us in how long? So look at your face. So when I they forget about when the council was gonna take the free.
Oh, for real? When there was a little car park out front. Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's hold
Liverpool. And as much as we can talk about Mane is a good player, Salah's a good player, they're just not the X factor, bro. Don't forget about it. Oh, bro, you know why it feels so good? Yeah, because I had people. I went to a motive yesterday, my boy's birthday.
Yeah.
Pure Arsenal. It's like it was just an Arsenal motive or something. Everyone coming up to me, everyone saying, yeah, to watch tomorrow, watch tomorrow. The whole time, I was just like, you know you're gonna lose, right? You're gonna lose. They were talking to. I was like, alright, cool, say no more. I'm a buck them, man. You know what I mean? They say they watch, so boy, let's see.
Boy, I know they're locked in. Listen, welcome people back to Stoppage Time TV. Another week with myself, Fuad. Culture Cams as usual. We've got a special guest. It was only right for a big fixture. United v Arsenal. We thought we'd bring the big six, big dog. Come on. Turkish, what you saying, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, fam. I'm good still. I can't lie to you. It's a big thing. I've been watching you, man, for a few years now, so big up you, man.
Bruv, it's been long overdue, this as well, because we've been on the big six a couple times as well, bruv.
Bare
So
times.
we've been saying this is in the making, and listen, the Twitter Classico, the Premier League Heritage
Don't
Clash.
forget the likes.
Hey,
Subscribe.
like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff.
Comment.
Make sure you leave your comments as well.
Algorithm.
We want to hear your thoughts on everything. Algorithms.
I'm telling you, bro.
You know how it goes, man.
Keep
Early
dropping
season,
them
we got to
comments.
keep it up.
Yeah.
Hey, 20% off Manscaped as well. STTV, don't forget as well. Use the code.
Yeah, May's
Summertime's
missing.
ending. Listen, that winter hibernation season's kicking in. I know man them like to let it grow. We maintain the season. Let's maintain that summer glow. You know them ones.
For real,
Listen,
for real,
it is what it is.
Maze is not here. He's in
What's he
doing up
doing?
F1 content now.
Listen,
He
this
said
guy
he's got 2 more years of football
he's
content.
spreading his wings now, you know. He's doing Mimosa Maze, they call him now.
He's lucky he ain't here right now, car.
Hamilton retired.
I could do with him here right now.
Bro,
after
they're
football today.
knocking. They're knocking. But listen, there's a lot to get into. As I was saying, the Twitter Classical, the Premier League Heritage Clash, the ultimate, I feel like, the rivalry that everyone, I feel like, grew up on.
Yeah.
United v Arsenal today. Obviously, we got you two here. I don't even know where to start because this game was so kind of back and forth, I feel like. United started well. Arsenal take control. Second half, the game changes. But where do you don't want to start? I mean, 3-1 is a
start at the end
result. Cam, I'll let you take the floor actually first because I want to talk about Ten Hag. He's had to make some big decisions since he's come in. Dropping Ronaldo, dropping Maguire, changing tactics, especially after how the first 2 games went. And in the last 4 games, I've seen him beat Liverpool and Arsenal now. And with less of the ball against them 2 sides, you would say, But the mentality for me, in the way he's beaten them sides as well, it's not always been the same approach. What's been your thoughts on kind of this early little run of Ten Hag?
I mean, first and foremost, obviously, with what you just said there in terms of making them big decisions, dropping Maguire, dropping Ronaldo, and not even budged.
Casemiro, not rushing him.
Casemiro not rushing him in. He hasn't budged with bringing Ronaldo back in or Maguire. He hasn't budged at all because the team are winning. And one thing that he's showing is that he'll reward good performances. You know what I mean? McTominay benching Casemiro, but he's been playing well in the last 4 games. I'm not going to lie. So that's one thing, like, your club, and similar to Arsenal in a way, you'll get backed, if you make these big calls and it works. You know what I mean? When Arteta was dropping Aubameyang and stuff, but you're still winning, cool, the club will get behind you. And he has within only 6 games, pretty much fully taken control of this club. Because now, no matter what decisions that he wants to make, the club will back him. You know what I mean? There was always times where Jose wanted to drop Martial or Pogba and stuff. There's rumours that
murmurs in the background.
You're not allowed to do this, or all this type of talk. I actually think now Ten Hag in these first 6 games has taken control, and finally Man United feel like there's one man running the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not all this interference and this and PR and Woodward saying this or whatever. So I got to give him maximum credit for that, because 4 wins in a row, bro, that changes your season. I've said it so long in this
easy.
show. 5 years.
Easy.
Yeah, if you win 5 games in this Premier League, just in a row, 5 games, your whole season looks different. Like I've said it so many times, because the teams are so, it's hard to win in the Prem. So everyone around you always dropping points. It's rare that like Arsenal are gonna go 5 games unbeaten, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, everyone, Spurs, all at the same time. It's rare. So win 5 games in a row. We've won 4 so far, and your season changes. And all of a sudden, we went from literally 20th after the Brentford game to where are we now? 5th. 3 points behind top.
Yeah.
You know how mad that is? So, yeah, bruv.
And do you rate his kind of tactical approach in them games against Liverpool and Arsenal? Because in particular, those 2 games, he said, you man can have the possession. You lot can dominate. But then how he's kind of set the team up on the counter, where I think you tweeted out today, Rashford becoming a Black Vardy.
Yeah, but I've been saying that.
Like his best version of himself. And we'll get into like individuals. But how Ten Hag used him, is that what you want to see?
Bro, 100%. Look, the thing is, right, I've seen a lot of salty ass Arsenal fans, yeah? So if you're going to take all...
You're going to take...
You're going to take the heat today.
I told you I'm trying to move in silence this season, fam. A man's praying at me, sorry, Arsenal
No, you're going to take all the heat, yeah? So all the Arsenal fans, what they wanted to do is after the game, be like, oh, it's not sustainable the way United are playing. It's exactly like Oli. Look, the big thing is, right, the reason why Man United, remember Oli's interim phase, we're playing this counter-attack football. Were we complaining? No, because we're winning games, and it was early into his tenure. Ten Hag is 6 games in. When you're a manager, you walk into a club, first thing you do is try and make your team solid, tough to beat. Yeah. And that is what he has made Man United at the moment. People think in 6 games you're going to start playing tiki-taka, and well, what are you talking about? Pep Guardiola tried that when his first season, he got smoked 5-0 or something like that against Leicester. So 5-1 or whatever it was. So you got to come in and make your team solid. If in 2-3 years, like Oli, we're still playing counter-attack football in every single game, then we'll be concerned. Yeah. But in the first 6 games, you cannot compare this to Oli ball in any way. You got to set your team up to go and get results. And Man United have washed Liverpool out of Old Trafford and washed Arsenal out of Old Trafford. You know what I mean? Top 6 teams. You know what I mean?
And still 3 points off, though. Still 3 points off, my guy. Still 3 points off. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, cool. 3 points. All right, that will change real quick.
And the 3 things I would say within that as well, the difference between Oli and why I feel like it's more sustainable now is I feel like, one, you've got the quality of players, which you didn't have under Oli. I think you've got a way better manager as well.
100%.
And I think in spells as well, you've seen United play pop ball. You've seen, even in the first half, I thought there was moments where you lot were actually playing with an identity.
Until the disallowed goal, we were playing fantastic
football. And I was like, yo, there's moments where you can see his imprint is starting to play. And as he gets more of his guys like Anthony, Casemiro in, I think that will be more imprinted. Yeah. But moving on to the other side now, 5 wins in a row it started. And you were saying that can change a season. From last season where you were compared to now, coming into this game, I'm sure every Arsenal fan was like, yo, this is the litmus test. Everyone's been saying easy fixtures and all this, but what's your thoughts now coming after this? Especially
who's been saying easy fixtures, though? The opposition fans, innit?
Rival fans, if you want to call them.
If you want to call them. That's what it is.
But if you look at the fixtures, they were fixtures Arsenal should be winning. Correct.
What Arsenal? Arsenal by what we grew up on, or Arsenal by the last few years?
Arsenal, if you look at even last season, what
Crystal
they did
Palace away.
Arteta.
That was the good win. That
was a good win, which I think was a tone set for the season.
Eze should have bagged. We remember. You know what I mean? It wasn't great performance, but
we controlled the thing.
We got the win, yeah. But then coming into this game, you're thinking kind of this is where we kind of really get to see where the squad is at, because even Arsenal fans you've been seeing, I'm sure, are bouncing this season. The atmosphere in the stadium is rocking. When you dominate what feels like a lot of the game in this, how does it feel coming away from that now?
It's happened before, though, isn't it? It happens many times with Arsenal. Even this year when we played City, we played good football. You know, we were 1-0 up and then we threw it away. It was different against United earlier today. But listen, it is what it is. At this moment in time, 6 games into the season, we were just off air talking about this start of the Premier League campaign. It's all over the gaff. Yeah, we've just lost our first game of the season. We still sit top, and top means nothing right now. Trust me. Last season, we lost our first 3 games and we still finished a couple points off top 4, a couple games at the end of the season. So it can all change. You lot lost your first 2. Now you're 3 points off top. So at this moment in time, I'm not taking anything from being top, but we built a little lead. We won the first 5 games. And yes, there's some favourable fixtures in there, But at the same time, Arsenal have dropped points in many favourable fixtures over the years, many. And I'm not just talking about away, I'm talking about at home at times too. So for us to go 5 wins out of 5, and we was under a bit of pressure to do that as well, because it's the 3rd year of the process. Arteta's been under pressure over those years. Another window where we spent over 100 mil. So, you know, there was confidence going into the season. We done our job.
The process needs to turn into produce. That's what it needs to take. We're 3 years in now. We're at process now. We've started our process under a new manager. You lot have to produce. It's no longer a process.
Fourth, Champions League football.
Champions League or gone.
Yeah, I agree. 100. But we won't even know that until at least February. At least. And my first target for this season, my first target in terms of fixtures, was win those first 5, and then we'll go into Old Trafford and let's see. I predicted 3-1 Arsenal win. Yeah, it was a bit of overconfidence, but listen, it is what it is. Listen, in the big scheme of things, the result could have been different on a different day, but I've said that many times with Arsenal, so I'm tired of saying that. But we want my next target is January, be in the top 4 comfortably. If we do that, then that's progress to me.
Kind of keep your neck in the race till then. But on today's game, do you think Arteta got that spot on tactically with the way you lot played? And then also I want to touch on the subs. Where you kind of feel like, did he throw the kitchen sink almost too early?
It sucked the life out of the game, I think, in terms of Arsenal. We started the second half good.
Yeah.
You know, we was putting it on United. We got the goal, and it was all at that. When we got the goal, I thought to myself, we ain't gonna lose this game.
Yeah.
You know, we can't lose this game. Like, we've been on to them. We rode the first 15, 20 minutes, like you said. Aside from that, we dominated. We was creating good chances. Odegaard missed that. He at least get it on target. We missed a few chances. But then you look defensively, and this season, the 4 goals we conceded prior to this game, all defensive errors. This one, again, defensive error. I think the gap between the centre-backs was mad. You look at where Gabriel is and where Saliba is for the first goal and the second goal, and actually the 3rd goal as well. It's mad. They can't be 10, 15 yards away. Sometimes one's in front of the other, and that's where Rashford was just peeling off all the time.
Is this the kind of game that's for Saliba to kind of, all right, there's still things that I need to learn in this league?
You see what it is with Saliba? I don't even think he had a poor performance today. I think Gabriel cost us today.
Yeah.
I think Gabriel's the more experienced one, and this was our big test in terms of a big 6 fixture, and Gabriel didn't help out Saliba as much as I thought he would. Like with Anthony's goal, it was Saliba, again, alone. With the 2 openings in the second half, it was Saliba there. Ben White, played a couple man on side for those 2 goals, I think. But I don't even blame Ben White for that, because I'm still looking at the covering centre-back. Where is he? 10, 15 yards up the field. It's not making sense.
But don't you think Arteta, I think Arteta, you got, look, when we were dominating the first half and you guys went and scored and then it got disallowed. From there, you saw a change in Man United. Like, it went from, we can't overcommit ourselves on the ball. Let us you kind of gave the game to you after that point. It definitely rattled the team, got a little bit defensive and stuff. But you guys should know, Arteta should know, if you have Rashford 9, he's not going to hold the ball up. He's not going to do them
100.
things. For you guys to get punished twice in the same way by Rashford or Eriksen broke on next time, for me, that's naive.
Yeah.
Like, you guys kept playing. Once you got to 1-1, at some point, you conceded 5 minutes. Is it like 5, 6, 7 minutes after your goal? When you go 1-1, you should still kind of see, all right, we're going to still try to dominate, but we still got to be cautious. It's at Old Trafford. There's definitely going to be opportunity where Man United are going to have another chance.
Yeah,
and for that goal to happen, like, that's Rashford's bread and butter. So for me, Arteta got that
and that's literally what I'm trying to get to, is like, at Old Trafford, do you think this is the kind of game where you think, all right, we've dominated, we've tried our best, let's walk away with a point here type thing? Would you have taken it?
It was very Wenger-like today.
Naive in the sense
very
of
Wenger-like, where we dominate games, play good football, fail to finish our chances, and be so open at the back that we concede 2-3 goals. And when you look back at the game, the result doesn't reflect the performance. Today was very Wenger-like, and naive is the right word, inexperience is another word. But at the end of the day, I said before going into the season, I can't be having that anymore. Like, I don't even know why we had that in the first place, but 3 years on from making the decision to bring in Arteta, it looks to be a good one, because I'm hearing Chelsea fans wanting a process, United fans wanting a process, wanting to back managers for 2 years without producing, the word you're using, before waiting for produce, So obviously, we're in a good place compared to where we've been the last 2-3 years, but push has come to shove now, and Cam's is right again, top 4 needs to happen, but it's still very early days. I can't let this defeat the whole objective of the season. It doesn't. We've done good work
Does
prior
this
to
knock
it.
back the work you've done so far?
Nah, we go beat Everton
Or is
next
there
weekend.
still a lot of positives to take?
We go beat Everton next weekend, 6 wins out of the first 7. I don't think any rival fan would have expected that, let alone an Arsenal fan going into the season. So you bounce back, you forget about this game, we keep it moving. Now, if we go play Everton, which is at the Emirates, and drop points, then it becomes a situation. It's only 2 games, but come on, you need to bounce back.
Yeah. And listen, I think we touched on the tactical side.
And the
I wanna
subs.
touch on some
The
individuals.
subs.
Yeah, the subs actually.
Suck the life out of the game. So it
Because
was,
what is it? He put 2 basically wingers at fullback and was just like, "Yo, we're going for it, hammer and tong."
and the midfield
And
was
the
just
basically took off his only DM.
yeah, and it didn't help anything in the attacking front.
That's what we saw that barbecue chicken, man. We saw them subs.
It's time to
Hungry
eat.
today.
Listen, again, naivety. I think throwing 3 men on at this, I think subs were needed. 1, maybe 2. You know, drip them out a little bit, 5 minutes in between them, but 3 at the same time kind of ruined the fluidity we had in the second half.
Yeah.
No,
kinda
I agree.
killed-
I
I
agree
killed
with that.
our
I think
game.
I definitely think that it sucked the life out of the game, and that's where you lot just kind of went. Do you know what?
Yeah.
There's something to be had here. Boom, boom, 1-2, and it was game set match.
Was it a foul though?
100%.
Yeah.
100% a foul. The
I don't know.
Arsenal,
You're saying
in fact,
100% though, like,
100%
but
that
you
was a
grew
foul.
up on like, come.
Yeah, but
you
the
know
game's
what you,
changed, innit?
It's
It's
changed,
unfortunate.
but is that a good change in football?
No.
I've
I don't
seen
like
a
this
lot
change
of
in
fucked
football.
up
I don't like it.
decisions given.
But that is a 2 hands on the player, pushed him over, and you got to take it a look. McTom did one earlier.
When-
He
yeah.
punished us for it.
McTom-
McTom pushed Martinelli
when
aside.
you see the 2 hands, it's
Yeah.
almost undeniable.
And the
One
thing
hand,
is,
I hear
he
it.
didn't get the ball at all.
was-
Yeah.
You even then hit like the back of his leg as well. So it's like, what attempt did you actually make there to get the
Yeah.
ball? You didn't touch the ball at all. You got all of the man. For me, that's a foul.
It was a clash of men. That's
No.
what it was. It
I
wasn't a
wish-
tackle.
I wish
it
the
wasn't
game
a-
was still like that, man. I wish it ain't no.
That was a doing right. Yeah, that was kind of a fiery game though, and that's one thing I've been noticing this season. Like a lot of teams are getting a bit.
Do you think
get a
refs
bit
are letting
nasty.
it go a little bit more?
Yeah, I think they are, but they need to work on the other side of the game.
Yeah.
Referees,
VAR.
yeah.
There's decisions we'll get into.
But
and
they are
stuff.
letting it go. But yeah, I just think the game was fiery. But that's something that we've been putting into all of our games since the Liverpool one. We've continued that on and on and on, and we were always going to walk into this game with that kind of fight.
Ten
Yeah.
Hag tone.
But you have
Let's
done that
touch on-
before, and then a few losses. It kind of that's the worry with you guys. Because I remember under Jose when he first came in, you was smashing teams 4-0.
Yeah,
I think the
yeah.
first 4 games of the season was 4s, and then a couple poor performances come in, and the
Palace
whole
away is
thing
gonna
gets,
be
and then you
big.
never saw that again.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm seeing good things with Ten Hag and United, but I want to see how they'd react
Yeah,
to.
I
a
mean,
few-
I
the
think
next
Ten
game
Hag
is
is
gonna be
more
big.
adaptable, but then also I think there's more quality individuals at your club now, and I want to touch on some of them because the 100 mil man started today. All eyes were on Anthony. What did you make of that debut goal as well?
No, bro, I thought
Twisted.
it was a good performance. Personally, I think he tried to excite the fans a little bit with a couple touches, and he was
bring
bro.
the
What I
flavour.
liked the most about
Did,
it,
he pass the vibe check?
Yeah, of course, but it's early. But what I liked that he was doing as well is he was getting involved, bro. Defensively, he was so good today, and going forward, he was intentional. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Like I want for my wingers to be intentional. We've had Alanga, Sancho. They're not very intentional kind of guys. They just a bit go around, floating through the game and stuff. You know what I mean? But he wanted the ball. First couple minutes, go and get the ball, pass short, whatever. He wanted it. He didn't hide from it. I tweeted, this guy looks very confident. You know what I mean? He had that little flick to Delo, and then Delo crossed it and Ericsson had the shot. I was like, he's feeling it. You know what I mean?
Bro.
And then he got the goal, and bro, the celebration gassed them. Hey, that gassed me, bro. He was like,
lie.
yeah, bro. Yeah, I've been dreaming of this my whole life. Yes,
Hey,
from the
I
favelas to
can't lie
the Old
to you.
Trafford.
That's one thing I'm seeing with Anthony is
Yep.
he looks like he's been wanting to
Yes.
play for Manchester United.
Yep.
From the moment, even like when he signed the little video where he's like,
Yeah.
"Gonna win. I promise."
Bro,
you."
I said
was like,
an Anthony goal would be like a drug, fam. Anthony goal and a Man United win will be like a drug, and
kick it off
exactly
as well.
what happened. And bro, that was a good, calm, collected finish as well on your debut at Old Trafford in a big game like this, historic game that they'll be talking about 24/7. Just to slot it in bottom corner like that shows that he can give us that extra bit of quality, especially against the smaller kind of side. So. Buzzing, mate. Buzzing. Good debut. You know what I mean?
I
Good
knew you
debut.
man were going to be
And
gassed with that
yeah,
celebration.
Yeah, come on, man. Gas
It
us,
don't
bro.
take much to gas these man no more.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
when these men had guys bring out Spider-Man masks and Batman masks, and they loved it, innit? They loved it.
Hey, where's he now? Talk soon. But speaking of one Brazilian on one wing, there's been a lot of Brazilian on the other wing that's been getting a lot of love this season as well. Martinelli.
Yeah.
Talk to me today. Because we were saying last week where
lock him up.
And he's another one
fair.
we need to touch on as well, Dallo, I feel like, because no one's really spoken on it. And I saw there was a stat where pretty much for all the fullback metrics.
Malaysia wasn't that though, was he?
No, but don't worry about that. Saka, do more. Score.
But talk to me about Martinelli. Are these the type of games where Martinelli and Odegaard, when they're having these quiet games, are these the games they're judged on? Because they ball out against, as we're saying, the more favourable games. But we were saying in the big games, Odegaard, that's where that lights are going to be on. And Martinelli today as well was another one I felt like was quiet.
Yeah, they were. But I think when you add... Listen, I've loved Jesus so far. He's exceeded my expectations coming in.
He was keeping your centre-backs busy today.
But
Just
busy,
like Antonio performing.
but busy is one thing.
Any goals.
Productive is another. You're right. At the end of the day, we didn't... with Lacazette, many times we praised him for being busy. And I don't mean busy in the same way. He'd flick it, he'd hold it up. Well, all good. But come on. The striker needs to strike back. With Jesus, listen, like I said, he's exceeded my expectations coming in. Hit the ground running. But listen, these are the games where I'm looking at you. Martinelli and Odegaard were poor today, but they've also helped win us games, like Jesus has. But in the big games, you look at your big players. And Jesus is a big player for us. It's early days, but he's a big player.
I feel like he wasn't getting in the areas to score.
Yeah.
He was doing all the fighting and he was a handful all game.
The line.
But the areas where you're going to score goals, it's going to be in the box. It's going to be in those areas. You know what I mean? When I was talking about how Harry Kane, I think this season is getting more into those areas and he's scoring every game pretty much now. I think Jesus needed to do that today. I think he's getting a bit too involved with the scraps with Martinez and Varane and stuff. So I think got a bit too happy
So I think, Martinelli, Odegaard had quiet games, but for what I expect from Jesus, he had a quiet game as well. I know he was busy, but that's a bare minimum. Like Roy Keane said that day, working is part of the job. That's how I see it. You know, that should be the norm for any player. But yeah.
Sub that came on though, Fabio Vieira. Talk to me about him, early thoughts. Like... I hadn't even got that one.
He actually looks like him there. I can't lie.
Who is my man, bro? Who is my man, bro? He came on the pitch. I was like, I don't know about this brother still.
Wait, you're dismissing him already, yeah?
I can tell.
Because a lot of
I think it was the wrong...
I sense people quickly, and Fabio Vieira, we'll see.
Probably. What do you think as an Arsenal fan? Do you think he can be someone who not many people know about him? He can offer a little something versatile as well. Technical player. What do you think he can
Bro, he better. That's how I see it. He's a 30 million signing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I know I talk football on YouTube and whatnot, but I'm an Arsenal fan first and foremost. So when you sign big players, your first thing is, not big players, but if you spend a big amount, 30 million for a pretty much unknown quantity, only played a few games last year, his numbers were great.
There was a lot of noise when he came in as well on Twitter. Like people were going like, "Hey, they signed the ball," and this is the thing. People are going on like they watch Portuguese league on
Twitter, they're bummed. I'm telling you, they get too much love on Twitter.
I don't know too much about him, so I'm interested to see kind of how he mixes in. But I think could he maybe
from what I know and what I've been told and seen so far in terms of videos and whatever else, he looks like a good player. It looks like a good prospect. But at the end of the day, when you leave yourself short in certain areas and spend 30 million in that department, when you're losing 2-1 to United, I'd expect someone of that, you spend 30 million to be able to come on and do something. But at the same time, I expected to see him prior to this. Probably wasn't fair to throw him on with all three players. Maybe bring the first two on, Eddie Smith-Rowe, feel out the game, see if it changes 5-10 minutes, and then bring him on. I think the three at the same time kind of killed the game. But he even picked, like, I watched him in particular in the last 10 minutes or so, because the game was done. At 3-1, we wasn't coming back into it. And he picked up good pockets and spaces. But like I said, I'm not going to overpraise him for that. You need to see more. And hopefully we do. Let's Zurich, Europa League. That's back this Thursday. So he needs to start that and, keep it moving. Let's see what we got.
Speaking of which, you were talking about spending the money there. Like, I want to rate some of the windows, the top 3 winners and the top 3 losers. But before we get into that, I want to talk about your clubs, because you lot have done a lot of business. And where would you rate Arsenal's window if you had
what
to look
numbers?
At all the players out of 10?
7. I'd say 7.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Why? and your ins and outs as well.
First reason, proactive. Arsenal are never proactive. We done business early, and before the season started, we was in a position where I was confident enough to say 5 games, 5 wins.
Yeah.
And we've never done that before. As an Arsenal fan, I've never seen my club prepared for a season since we was in Highbury. So that's the first and foremost. That gives it ratings in itself. And then the quality of player, Jesus, quality, good price, 45 mil. Zinchenko, quality. He's already added to the team. And it also shores up a position that's cost us in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Tierney injuries cost us. Who else we signed?
Fabio Vieira.
Can't judge it.
Saliba
Saliba coming in is massive though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it almost feels like a
I
new
can't
signing.
include it for the transfer window, but I can include it in terms of like how much we've come from last
Squad
season.
addition.
So whether Arteta if he signs a new contract, I'll give Arteta all the credit for sending him on loan and building up his whatever. If he doesn't sign, I'll blame him for that.
And I actually want to ask you that as an Arsenal fan, because I'm a bit split on that. I feel like personally he didn't want him. He said, all right, cool, go away on loan or whatever. Saliba did so well away on loan that it was almost undeniable. And then when he came back, the clamour for him to get into the team, and I'm sure some of the coaches saw him on the training field and were like, listen, Arteta, you can't dash this one.
Yeah.
So he was almost left in a position where, you know what, I got to start him. And then when he performed how he did in the first 3 or 4 games, you're kind of like, all right. And now he seems to be like, hey, Arteta, the genius. But as far as I was aware, when he walked in, he didn't want him. He wanted no parts of him, even though, because it was an Emery signing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like almost Emery's last signing. So it was like, you weren't my signing, cool. Ben White, 50 million, this is the one I want. But what's your kind of, is it kind of genius Arteta, or is it kind of, you're lucky you walked into it?
It felt like that, 100%. At first, it felt like that. But then when you look at the first season he sent Saliba out on loan, was the season Saliba was coming off a lot of injuries and someone in his family passing away.
Okay.
Someone close in his family passing away, really close. So I understood the first season. I understood maybe, you know what, this is the Premier League. Like if you chuck in a 19-year-old in Arsenal and it goes wrong, on top of his other issues personally and his injury issues, it's all long.
It's a lot.
Especially at that age. You can kill a man in terms of, you know, his future and his potential. We've done that to centre-backs before. We've done that to players before. So I understood the first season, even though you see Fofana coming at Leicester. And then same way I'll have Arsenal fans telling me, look, that but I'm like, that's Leicester. He makes mistakes for Leicester. Don't get it twisted, but it's not blown up because it's Leicester. At Arsenal, you make a mistake, 19, and everyone's hyping you for 27 mil. It's everywhere. You're trending for 2 days. It's mad. So I understood the first season. The second season, I started feeling like you. I said, hold on. Maybe bring him in. When we signed Ben White, it's like, all right, even if you don't trust him at his age yet, back up. Bed him in a little bit.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So I felt the same as you. Maybe he just doesn't like him, and that's it. 5-year contract, 3 years in, he's coming back off his 3rd loan. The power's in his hands. So that's how I saw this summer. He comes in, he does his thing. But at the same time, I wouldn't say Arteta had to put him in the first place for him to do his thing, and he did that straight away. There wasn't no qualm about that. He wasn't on the
from pre-season
straight in. Ben White went right back, and it was like, okay. So maybe that was the. So I don't know yet, but if he signs a contract, because he's going to be in his last year next summer, then I'll give Arteta credit, because then I'll say that was fair. But if he doesn't, I'll blame him sending him on.
Because signing that new contract would also tell me that Saliba's happy with how
100.
everything's gone. And
He looks happy.
committed.
He feels happy.
And it seems like that. Good sensation, as Mason said.
Well, I don't know if that's on
Failed the
Saliba.
Rashford
Gabriel failed the test. Gabriel.
Bro, don't mind.
Hey, Rashford's a new barometer again. We're awake.
Bro, I don't care who they stack up. Ben White, Rashford's put him on the ground before as well. Brighton, you remember that one? Do you remember for Brighton? He put him there. Saliba, get out of him, bro.
Hey.
Rashford test. He's putting man to the test, so Saliba, you
less.
can do whatever you want, bro. But
Don't worry.
failed the Rashford
How many
test.
tests did Varane fail last year before you
Don't
started?
mind. How many Champions Leagues Varane got?
Champions League
How many?
well,
Oh, come
For
on.
United.
Bro, Saliba.
For United, are you?
Hey,
Is your Real Madrid shirt somewhere here?
Hold on.
Hey, what is it?
Bro,
Varane
no cap, yeah.
season, huh?
Saliba's idol is probably Varane, fam. So
Yeah,
pay
Varane's
respect,
a
alright?
top boy.
Pay
But
respect.
if we're
That's what I'm
talking
saying.
about, if we're talking about
Don't worry
tests and
about
all
that.
that, I'm just
Don't worry
asking.
about that. Rashford.
He's only started
Pass the
passing tests
Rashford
this
test.
season. It's all mad. He just
Pass the Rashford
he
test,
failed
that's
his
what I'm
first year.
saying.
He failed his
There we
first year.
go.
Talk to me about your window. Obviously, Anthony coming today. Casemiro's coming. Personally, I feel like you lot have low-key had one of the best windows, but it's not spoken about.
It's
But
been a
talk to
good-
me from your perspective.
I think
bruv,
it's a
'cause
good
start of the
window.
It was looking mad and shaky.
I think it's a good window. I still think we should have got a right winger. Still think. I mean, sorry, not a right winger. Sorry. I think we should have got another centre midfielder. Sorry.
Sanchony.
Yeah. We should have got another centre midfielder, and we should have got a striker, in my opinion. But I think it's still been a good window. When you look at Martinez, he's coming and he's done well. Malacia, he's coming and done well. Ericsson, I think that's going to be one of the signings of the season, 100%. Anthony and Casemiro. Like, if I walked into the summer saying I'm going to have Casemiro, I'll be like, what are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? So I think for United, it's about a 7 as well. I think it's about a 7 out of 10. Still think we should have got a centre midfielder that might cost us like just that extra bit of quality again in midfield. Because if Ericsson comes out,
what
the
role
drop between I'm talking about where Ericsson's playing now.
Okay.
The drop between Ericsson to Fred coming on is massive. You know what I mean? And it's a completely different profile. If Ericsson came off the pitch and Yuri Tielemans came on, you can. I mean, you can. But then
25 mil out
yeah,
today.
bro, 25. Or if it was a Ruben Neves or something, you know what I mean? But then you got Fred to Ericsson. It's just too different and too high in quality change. But other than that, I think it's been a good window. And the only thing that's going to make a window good is if the players perform. Yeah. It doesn't matter about the names, bro. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. When we signed Pogba, Zlatan, this. What did we do? Meki, he came flopped. Yeah, I mean, we didn't do nothing. So when you look at the players, it sounds good at the moment and it looks good. But again, it's all about Ten Hag's coaching. But my thing isn't mainly about the window. You can have every single player in our window could bang. If Ten Hag doesn't improve our current players, it's going to be a bad window. It's as simple as that. Because
similar to what you had last year.
Exactly. But for me, the most important thing is they can perform as much as they want, but Ten Hag has to increase the level of our current players, and I think he's doing it, as you just mentioned with Dalot. McTominay's had 4 good games like in a row. Rashford, bro, 4 good games in a row. Yo, I've never expected that.
McTominay slander is at an all-time low.
He's doing his thing. He's keeping Casemiro at the team. Rashford, goal against Liverpool, a goal and two goals and assist. Sancho for me is still up and down. He's still ghosting in and out.
It's like a lighter.
He's had better performances, a little bit better than when he was with Oli. But I still think he needs more. I still need more. But I said that what Ten Hag needs to do is improve at least 7 players. Yeah. If you can improve at least 7 players by like 20-30%, then the rest will find their way out the club eventually when you bring in your new players, and then you'll be eating.
Even though it's just short term, the impact Casemiro's had on Scotty, because I feel like
definitely
he's like, oh, that's shit. That pressure of I need to deliver. I can't put a foot wrong. I need to try the adventurous ball. Yep. Do you think Sancho? Anthony has that same effect. He's looking on the other wing, seeing him do the skills that he was doing at Dortmund and all the little flicks and tricks and that execution.
He has to, because it's the same thing that happened. Look, if a player doesn't thrive under competition, then you shouldn't be a football player. Do you know what I mean? Because even when Telles came in, Luke Shaw performed a little bit better. Casemiro coming in, listen, McTom, your days are numbered. It doesn't matter. Yeah, your days are numbered. But Casemiro coming in has made him a better player, but it's not only that. Ten Hag,
like Fletcher,
but it's not. Utility. You know what I mean? Coming in some games, like even Liverpool, the way they use Milner and all this type of stuff, Henderson. But when you look at when Casemiro's come in, his performance improved. But it's not only that. I think Ten Hag taking away Fred and basically kind of saying to McTom, you've won the battle. You've won the war between this McFred thing. I prefer you over Fred. And I think that's also giving him another spring as well, not just Casemiro coming in. So, yeah, man.
We'll see, boy.
But pick him up, man, doing his thing, man, because today he was on it. And you see that there was one cross, like when it was at 3-1, and he filled in at the third centre-back. Oh, bro, nice block.
Tapping into his Scotland.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Big up, Scotty. Scotty too hotty. Come on, man.
You'll never get that from again, bro.
I might need to send that to Scarfuggery one day.
I need that.
Scarfuggery hype.
Talk to me about the winners and losers of this window, though. What teams, what 3 teams would you say are the 3 biggest winners for you that you think have walked away out of this window like they've improved the most? They're going to hit their targets this year.
Clubs, yeah?
Yeah.
It's mad that you connect targets to it, though, because every club's probably done enough to warrant a top 4 place. So that's what's mad.
Yeah.
But I'd say in terms of where they are, Tottenham winners, Arsenal winners, 3rd club.
You think Tottenham are winners?
100%. You addressed the areas that you needed to address.
Left centre-back?
Yeah, but at the same time,
Good game.
Yeah.
Game.
You've already changed your mind on Richarlison,
Hey,
so just chill out.
Should we
You
do
know
that?
what I mean? You've already changed your mind on
wanna have that
Richarlison
discussion?
after one good start.
Changed.
You've changed your mind. You already get
what mind was
high.
Wait to me.
Prue high, whatever the hell that is.
Richarlison, first
What
start.
the hell is Prue? What the hell is Prue high? Oh my god, bro. You're so dumb.
Hey, Hive, stand up.
FBG gang.
Nah, listen. What I saw in the first start, I said I'm impressed. I like
So
what
what
I'm
about
seeing.
Lenglet?
And the thing is, and Lenglet as well. Listen, for me, I said it's about quality. I don't think we brought in the quality. I feel
Can
like.
Lenglet be better than Ben Davies? He can. He
I
can.
don't know. I think from a ball playing aspect for sure. From a defensive aspect, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. But he could improve with what
I think
Conte
he
wants,
offers
right?
something else
Yeah.
where we can play out from the back.
Look
much
at
better
look
with
at
you.
look at what Son is getting up to. Richarlison might move him by the end of the
Number
season.
7, speak soon.
There we
bro.
go. He might move him by the end of the season. Okay, Spence. I think Spence might end up like that little.
That's the one.
Spence might be that Zaha to United situation where
I think it's too. Maybe
I don't know what
early.
you know. What I
The
mean?
thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
Conte
he
might just go on some random loan.
I said
You never see him again.
He's coming from the Championship. He has to adapt to Conte's system. I don't know
Conte didn't even
what
want
it is
him.
with Spence. Yeah, Conte seems like he doesn't. He's not interested in
Yeah.
it. I've got Emerson. I'd rather play him type of thing. So for me, that's where I'm looking at Spurs' window. Creative midfielder as well. Like if the Højbjerg got in the box yesterday, gives that extra. Bentancur always does that. But if that doesn't work, do we have another midfielder where we can say, all right, cool, Basuma's there, but he's low on
But
confidence.
Conte
at
has
the
never
moment.
really.
He's actually come out on multiple times.
What, said he-
during the summer and
okay,
said, I
fair
want
enough.
a creative midfielder.
Maybe
They
he's trying to
offered him
adapt.
Maddison. He said, nah, none of that British stuff. Zaniolo, he got injured. So for me, it's like we should have, I feel like, addressed creative midfield. Left centre back, I want it, bro. We went from Bastoni.
Yeah, but
started
this
the
is
window.
no. But the thing is, this is
Guardiola
what
started-
you
and
want.
I
He's
agree.
done it.
I
Your
agree.
manager has gone
But
and
my
got the
manager
left
has
centre
come
back.
out
He's
in
got the left centre back.
He's come
But that's
out.
because you
He's
want
come-
Bastoni, but
he's
he
come
wants Lenglet.
out. Listen to me.
Bro, what do you
2
mean?
days ago, after the window shut, he said, "I don't feel like all my things were met." And I can play you the clip. He said, "We are 2 to 3 windows away from being alongside the other top clubs, and that's Arsenal, Chelsea,
Right, he's
United."
gassing it.
2
A
to
man
3
said
windows.
3 windows
But this
to
is
be
what I'm saying.
alongside
So
Arsenal.
where
Come
you're
on,
telling
man.
me now he's happy with the no, but where you're telling me he's happy with no, he's verbatim come out and said, "I'm not happy," and it's the same things that I've said. The
you're
certain
forgetting
areas
Conte has
I feel
12
like
months.
quality. And this is the thing. He's
So he probably like,
he's-
give me
he's
20
old.
signings in, so I can just do a madness in 1 year.
Quickly.
Yes.
Sign the new contract and wait for them windows, black.
Show
what do you
me
mean,
the
blood?
funds. Show me the ambition
That
is
was
what
20
he's saying.
signings in one summer.
Well, the type of player we signed for Perisic at left wing back is what we should have been doing at right wing back is my thing. Richarlison, cool, but I felt like there should have been another.
But compare
forward
this
addition
to your
that comes
last
in.
20 summer transfer windows.
This is
And
what we're
where
doing.
does it?
This is what we're doing.
No,
This
but
is
no,
why
but you see
everyone's
what my
rating
thing
Spurs
is,
winners
yeah,
because,
yeah, 100.
previous
But
windows
that's
you
true
signed
though,
Lo Celso,
because you
Bergwijn.
can't look at a window the same way Cams looks at a window and justify it the
Explain to
same
me,
way.
when I've got a world-class manager, the most open budget I've ever had, and
Which is already-
and I've got some core pieces where it looks like I have a half-decent squad. Why shouldn't I have? The
But
same
which is
ambitions
already,
as
yeah. Let's say Tottenham are here, yeah. What you lot are getting as fans, yeah, is quite up here. What you're getting as fans, yeah, is more than what you are.
What do you mean?
Because you got like a
You got a
world-class
world-class
coach.
manager without ever winning a league.
So
You're on
why-
the Big
so
Six
this
table.
golden ticket we finally have with a world-class manager. We stole Champions League football off you lot.
Bro, it's
So
only
we
been
got the allure.
it's been 8 months, fam.
But here's the thing: we got the Champions League allure, we got the money, and we got the world-class manager. So we got this golden ticket, right? Why are we not utilizing it?
8
Why are
months
we
though,
not
bro.
cashing it in?
This is the first 8 months you man are actually moving like a.
I felt like the first 6 weeks, the first 4 weeks of the window, we moved like that, and we addressed.
Yeah, but
I said we brought
January,
depth in. I
yeah,
hope
you have
I
to
hope
add
we
Janu-
moved.
you have to
But
add
the
January.
last 3 weeks of the window, what happened?
But
We
they-
made no moves.
But bro,
we addressed no issues.
Don't
So that's
don't
where I
United
think,
have
like,
issues in the window?
but that's where I think, like, where you're saying it's like, oh, Spurs are the winners. I think Spurs actually, I don't think are one of the losers or anything. I think we had a decent window. But I think everyone's still going off the early moves that we made and not looking at the back end where we did nothing.
But you see, when I say winners, that's why I didn't. If you link it to the targets, yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think Arsenal and Tottenham are both going to
'Cause
finish top 4. But I
And
think
that's the
they
thing,
both had a
nothing
good
about
transfer
Spurs'
window.
says to me, top 4 is nailed on. That window said to me, we're fighting still. And I wanted this window to be the one to say, now we're going to be that club that cements third. We're knocking Chelsea off their perch. And prior to the window opening, that was the talk of, we got the budget, we got Conte, we got Champions League football, Chelsea, we're coming for you lot. And Chelsea were in crumble talks. We were saying, oh, they need to watch their back. Now all of a sudden we're like, you know, it's tight. It's going to be...
I get you, but though FFP is a thing. I know, but it is a thing, bro. For us, it's a thing. For them, City, it's not a thing. Chelsea, it's not a thing because they have owners, or at least the finances and fan base that will provide that for them or manipulate the market. We don't have owners like that.
We got 150 million budget.
But I would say, I would say the three winners. I think it's not even Moni the bigger. I think Leeds.
Yeah.
Rocker, Aronson, Tyler Adams. What was that brother's name? He came on. He scored the other day. He looks pretty decent.
Sinistera.
Yes,
love
yes.
his goal.
He scored a couple games in
Another one. Head, bro.
Yeah, good player. You know what I mean? So they brought Darko Gyabi, but I don't know if he's going to be playing that much. I don't know. Weird one, but he's a good player. But yeah, I think Leeds have made good improvement.
Southampton?
It's a bit of a young vibe.
Bro, I like it though.
I don't know.
Do you know what they've done?
I don't know if it's
They
hard
looked
to
around
call
at
them
all the
winners.
academies, and looked at all the top players and said,
Yeah. They're young and they're exciting team. I said the Southampton City Thunder. You know what I mean? That's what they are now. But the Southampton City Thunder. But they're nice. They're going to be nice for people to watch. But I think Leeds are winners. Who else? Who else in the top sides made good? I think Spurs could be seen as one of them, to be honest, but maybe
United,
not. I don't know. United is a bit 50-50. Maybe because I'm a
you're
fan of United, so it's a little bit different.
I'm looking at United's window like, you lot are certified now.
And then,
but how they got there was a mess.
Palace, they've had a good window
I
as
look
well.
at the names at the end of the window and I'm like, that improves everything. in your team.
Fair.
I think
Every area in your team you've upgraded there.
Obviously, Newcastle got in Isak and stuff. There's been some good moves. I think Leeds though. I've been impressed with them. Can you say Nottingham Forest are a winner? I mean, they literally signed 20 players.
I was going to ask that as well. Yeah,
can't.
that's a weird one.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they let 20 players go,
Yeah.
so they had to do something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, but for me, the biggest losers, Leicester, easily. They didn't even make a signing. That's the worst window I've ever seen in my life. Because you also let Fofana go. Tielemans wanted to leave. Apparently, he sold his house. Apparently, Yuri sold his house because he thought he was going to go to Arsenal. Apparently, that might not be true. But
What, he's in a hotel now?
Just renting.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, Madison wanted to leave. It was just all a mess for Leicester.
Yeah.
And the owner came out and basically said they can't reinvest into the squad, that they have to now, because of spending over the last couple of seasons, FFP and all that type of stuff, they now have to like hone it in. So that money that they got for Fofana is getting checked in. That's not going
Are
back
Chelsea
into the
winners?
You know what I mean? I think Chelsea are losers.
You think Chelsea are losers?
Yeah. I'm not a big
Talk
fan
to
of that
me.
window. I'm just not a big fan of this window, bro. Like, I think Fofana's a good signing. Maybe it's because of the way Chelsea went about it. But bringing in
Let me ask
Aubameyang
you,
on deadline day doesn't move me.
Christensen, Rudiger, yeah? Or Fofana and Koulibaly?
Christensen,
Fofana,
Rudiger,
Koulibaly.
or
Fofana, Koulibaly.
Rudiger for me is like all of them put together.
No.
That's how
If you had
important
to
he was
pick,
to Chelsea.
which two are you taking?
Whichever one Rudiger's with. I'm being dead serious.
Cucurella or Alonso? Because I'm looking at every player they brought in, and I'm like, that's.
I'll still start Ben Chilwell, and he came on and showed that. I would still start Ben Chilwell anyway. Was Cucurella 62 million for Cucurella when your team is crying out for creativity and goals? Is that the type of money that you throw for the left back when you've got Ben Chilwell who puts up goals and assists for fun? I don't think that. Yeah, you're looking at the names. It's all nice and stuff, but for me, Chelsea just did a lot of replacement. You know what I mean? Obviously, Rudiger went, Christensen went. Who else left? Somebody else. Kante's very injury prone and stuff. Yeah. So when I'm looking at you're bringing in Zachariah, am I meant to be moved?
Yeah, I get you. But they have
so Kante's injured for all the time. Zachariah's. Am I meant to be moved about that? Do you know what I'm saying? Lukaku goes. Aubameyang deadline day. Am I meant to be like, oh my god, Chelsea are on another level now? No, like
in isolation,
for me,
if you
Chelsea
take the
spent
players.
300 million. You look, Chelsea spent nearly 300.
They're the highest spenders in this window.
Highest spenders in the window. And I'm sorry, I do not walk away.
273.
So, all right, 273 million. I do not walk away from this window saying Chelsea are now a better team than they were at the start of last season. For me, I do not think Chelsea are better than they were last season. I just don't. Have they improved? After 273 million, have they improved? Or are we just looking at paper and saying Koulibaly, Fofana?
No, I think the players that they brought in
basically
are maintaining what they had before. So Rudiger, yeah, you can say is probably the biggest.
So
loss,
maintenance.
I feel like they needed the wing back depth. They've brought in quality centre backs when they've lost quality centre backs, if you like. Aubameyang, they needed a goal scorer because Havertz was not going to cut it. and Lukaku's gone. And I'm sorry, Lukaku weren't offering nothing last year. So essentially, you could say it's an upgrade because what Aubameyang was doing at Barcelona, let's not lie to ourselves. We were all sitting here going, you know what, he's still got a little something. He's still got. But now he signs for Chelsea, all of a sudden he's done.
So do you think they've improved
after
being the highest spenders in the whole of Europe?
When you hear the highest spenders,
no, because you have to be realistic.
The levels have to go up.
You've got to be realistic, though.
It's just about, we have to maintain because we've lost.
I think their squad.
I think Lukaku was a big gamble they lost on. Rudiger, Christensen, big centre backs they lost.
Chelsea finished third.
They wing backs last season when they lost their wing backs, they went out. Their arse fell out.
Chelsea got into the Champions League what? Semis or was it quarters? That Real Madrid
last year.
Champions League quarter final, FA Cup final, Carling Cup final, third place finish. Spent 273 million. You think that's a bet? You think now they've improved from last season?
I think now they may be windows to finals.
So now if you get 273 million into this team, I'm sorry, that had got to the Champions League quarters, FA Cup final, Carling Cup final, and finished third, I'm expecting a title challenge. I'm expecting you to be one of the teams that are challenging Man City. 273 million, and you're still sitting there saying it's the top 4 race. You know, it's going to be. Arsenal.
I hear what you're saying.
But if you look at the individual positions, let's say I forget Rudiger, Christensen, or Koulibaly.
But that's not how football works.
I know it's not. But
that's not how it works.
But there's
replacement.
But there's squad like Werner and Lukaku or Sterling and Oba.
What you say, Werner? And of course,
Sterling. You'd think it's an upgrade, but obviously you asked the question when we're 6 games in and Chelsea look worse off. So it's kind of like, do you get?
Yeah. I just don't know. I just don't know.
Playing into it.
I just think how Chelsea don't walk away from that window, signing a creative player that's actually going to get on the ball and try and make things happen, like an Eriksen or whatever. Like, they should be looking to sign those type of players, in my opinion. How Chelsea walk away from this window not having one of them players, for me, is a massive flaw.
I get you 100.
Mason Mount is your creative outlet. Mason Mount.
I agree with that.
And then you're starting games with Conor Gallagher, who's clearly not good enough to play for Chelsea at the moment.
Harsh.
No, he's not, though. He's not. To start for Chelsea week in, week out, he's not. Yeah, and he's now starting games. Ruben Loftus-Cheek still starting games, and this is the team that spent
at right wing.
Nah, I'm sorry, it doesn't.
I think it would have gave him the tactical flexibility he needed. But listen,
Liverpool.
There's one sleeper.
Liverpool are big losers from this window.
Yeah.
So?
I'm glad you mentioned them. They are.
Yeah.
Liverpool are monumental losers of this window.
Listen,
what?
This week.
Arthur on deadline day.
Yeah,
Arthur on deadline day.
That was Arsenal in January.
You know what? Yeah.
Imagine Liverpool are doing that now.
They got an injury-prone midfield and replaced it with an injury-prone player.
Nunes. Arthur.
Carvalho,
5 million that they signed, by the way, before in January.
Yeah.
So this is Liverpool's window. Yeah, Carvalho, Nunes, Calvin Ramsey, Arthur Miller.
Get out
that's
of my face.
I'm sorry.
Liverpool are big.
Carvalho was already done in January. Nunes was done very early in the window and a big gamble.
Calvin Ramsey, but because you let Nico Williams go, and he's better than Calvin Ramsey at the moment. So for me, Liverpool have had a terrible window.
Maybe the worst.
Probably one of the worst.
Exactly. Out of the big 6 sides.
Are Man City losers? Because of the depth they've lost.
You might say
essentially they brought
it's easy to say now, but in 3 years you might say that losers. Look what they've done in the last 3 Champions League, and
but I ask only because they've only brought in Haaland, Calvin Phillips, Akanji, and Sergio Gomez.
That's good. I mean, we're actually talking about one of the Premier Leagues at the time of when he was playing week in, week out. He was one of the Premier League's like leading DMs in Calvin Phillips. Like he's not an average, like he's just decent, but he's not like a bum in the Premier League. Like, that's good depth right there. If anything happens to Rodri, Haaland has 10 goals.
10 in
August.
6.
You can't. I'm sorry.
Bro, it's a joke.
Bro,
it's actually a joke.
Any window where Haaland is one of your signings, I can't count it as a loser. We don't know with Akanji. I don't even understand that signing. Ake and Akanji, I can't wait for that duo. But so when I see Akanji,
and Akanji, that's gonna be nuts.
That's an interesting one. So, but I don't know with Calvin Phillips. I think that's good depth. Haaland, that's a world class striker, man. I can't call it a loser.
With City, you're not looking at who they've lost. You're just looking at who they signed.
Who did they lose? They
lost what they've lost as well. That's where I think, and I think
Alvarez,
before
bringing in Ricky Alvarez.
That was one of.
Yeah, I mean that
was a crazy decision. Yeah,
that
was a mega mind moment.
Grealish is not fit, and it only had Mahrez.
And I feel like
Alvarez
and one of City.
He had to bring on. Bro, if my team were bringing on Mahrez and Alvarez, I'm cooking. What? If Man United were bringing Alvarez and Mahrez off the bench, I'm smiling, bro.
Brought on Havertz, Mount, off the bench.
Nah.
So you're telling me Alvarez and Mahrez is better than bringing off Mount, Havertz, Aubameyang might come off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just said Grealish is unfit.
And what do you call it? What's his
Fat
face?
you, blood.
What's the Donny from Ajax?
Ziyech.
You
Nah,
can't
come
turn
on,
around-
Ziyech, man,
no,
that
but
guy's
I'm
a-
just talking about on names. I'm just being objective of names. You can't turn around and say now Alvarez and Mahrez is better than bringing on all four of them.
Nah.
City
Nah,
are-
nah,
But
nah,
what I will
hold on,
say
hold
is,
on, no,
I
no,
do
come
think
on,
no.
wait.
No, but
Nah,
what
nah,
I think
hold on, wait
I
a
think
sec.
City have had a
No,
good window,
wait a
but
sec,
it
wait a
takes a
sec.
knock on their outgoings when you look at it.
Wait, so they can bring on because it's not fair because Grealish is unfit, but they could bring on Grealish, let's say, or if it was Foden. Oh, here we go. Grealish.
Terrible, bro.
Yeah,
You laugh at Ziyech.
yeah.
You laugh at Ziyech,
Oh,
bro.
come on,
You
man.
can't be
Ziyech,
fair.
look what they're doing.
Same
now.
energy,
I said,
man.
look what
they're
they're
doing.
doing.
Same energy.
You guys are now saying
like
Ziyech and
consistency.
Jack
Grealish.
Grealish, bro.
Oh my
Lukaku gets this. Jack Grealish, 100. He's a British transfer record,
Bro, but
He
it's
can't
not.
even start.
But it's not about that.
Bro,
If you look at
be
Grealish,
fair,
wait,
bro.
if you bring on Grealish, Grealish could potentially be the one that's starting. Let's just say that means it'll be a Foden on the bench. It'll be a Calvin Phillips. Your bench. Hold on. Sorry. If your team's bench, yes, they lost Jesus, Sterling, and Zinchenko, which is tough. But you can still bring on Jesus. You can still bring on Alvarez, Mahrez, potentially Foden or Grealish.
Yeah.
Potentially, sorry, I'm missing out something. Oh, Calvin
Foden.
Phillips. Bro, that's a good. And then now it's got a Kanji if you want on Ake. Bro, you're decent. It's bench though. It's bench.
You're not being fair.
I'm being 100% fair. You guys are going on as if City's depth is dead now.
No, I think they've lost a lot of the heavyweights that before. One of the biggest things about City here was you could have Bernardo, Sterling, any.
How many goals has Alvarez
You
got
want to
this
take a
season?
few
3
months
already?
off form?
Two or
They
three,
can
2, 3.
rotate in and out. We've always said it. Grealish can have that one season downloading data because Bernardo will start, Sterling will come in. They will all get, and they will all contribute 15, 17, 18 here and there. Now when you take out, I feel like Zinchenko is one of the most underrated players I've said at City for years. Jesus, I felt like always offered something in their team. And Sterling was one of their top goal scorers. That's not denying. That is a lot in my opinion. I felt,
see.
you fleshed out a lot of your weight.
They took
And
a risk.
Now it's a case of we're more Haaland driven. But if that's the machine
then
they're
the
betting
thing
on,
is,
I think it could work.
In about 6 weeks, Alvarez could have about nine goals, and we're gonna be laughing. Like, he's already come off the bench and scored. He's come off the bench and scored 2
couple.
goals.
Decent. I like
he's
him.
a
I
good
think
player.
he's going to be a quality player. But
Look, a little Aguero regen right there, bro. So let's see. Let's see.
This is the most year we're going to see of Pep coaching.
Yeah, I hope so.
You think so?
This year, it's going to be mainly based on his coaching.
Yeah, he better coach,
The
bruv.
talent, he hasn't got the talent he had before.
Yeah, he better coach, bruv. He's throwing money
about
at the
damn
wall.
time.
Yeah, it's about damn time, bro.
hey, do you know
I mean?
one team we're sleeping on their window? Everton.
Mid.
Tarkovsky, Dwight McNeil, Connor Cody, Onana, Morpay, Idrissa Gueye, and Ghana.
They just feel like a lot of familiar names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Lamps, I don't know what his scouting range is, but I just think it's just a lot of familiar names, man. Like, Onana looks like that was a good game the other day.
Morpay got that. Ghana Gueye, I think, is a good
Morpay's
DM.
Bang average.
I
He's the
agree.
reason why Brighton for so long were like failing under the XG because man couldn't flipping score any goals, bro. And you see him against
Dwight
Liverpool,
McNeil,
open.
Dwight
Oh my
McNeil has always
God.
been heralded as, he should get a move to another club.
Yeah.
Finally gets that move. Is that a good sign?
For Everton level, yeah,
Tarkovsky and Cody.
I like that. To be fair,
That's
I like
solidifying
that.
the back line. So I'm like,
To be
yo,
fair,
midfield, you've put bodies in there. Iwobi's now a new 8 as well.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good window.
That's a decent
That
window.
level,
For a
that's a
team
good
that
window.
survived relegation, the way they've used the Richarlison money, I feel like, in my eyes,
Good.
for their targets to survive relegation, perfect.
When did they sign Patson? Was it not this summer?
Nah, I think
Patterson's good, isn't it?
Yeah, bro.
He's
I
good.
think a couple windows ago, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Patterson's good. No cap, big Patterson's
Yeah.
good. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'd say a
gonna
good window for them.
Yeah. All right, champs and duds. Let's talk.
Of
I
the
think
week.
Champs, and my first champ I'll give to Ivan Toney.
lie. Oh,
I think that hat trick quality. But we need more game involvement, but I'll take it. A lot of dead ball goals. I thought the third goal though.
come on, man.
Composure.
Some need more
Yee!
involvement.
I said nah. You know when the goalkeeper comes out and you just
Yeah,
say,
bro, on the move. You know how hard that
next
tech
one
is?
are trying to get on the line, you're like, hold that.
That
I
tech
said,
is
nah,
hard
that's
to
crispy.
do,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That
On
is
the move.
Yeah.
crispy. That is clean. So for me,
I'd probably have to agree with
Yeah,
that.
champ of the week
nah.
there.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of tough, you know. Got to give Anthony, you know, on his debut.
You saying 100 mil?
Come on, man. 100 mil.
Open the
if there was
game.
a start straight away. He's only been here for 2 days. Scores against the opener against Arsenal. You can't ask for any more. You know what I'm trying to say? So got to give him. You know what I mean?
You saying Turkish? Any champs?
I'll probably agree with you, Tony, but I think Potter probably deserves a shout as well, man.
I said that last week.
He's
Yeah,
been
Brighton,
consistent, man.
Me.
And what, another 5?
How you feel about Brighton?
Brighton, it's mad because they let go of good players summer on summer and they still perform. They're still playing progressive football. So Graham Potter, I expect him to move to a bigger club soon enough.
Do you rate him as a coach? If hypothetical
your next
scenario,
manager, man.
Arteta doesn't get top
He doesn't
4,
know.
Let's say
Does he know?
No.
Does he know? That's your next manager.
Hey, let me land.
That's your next manager.
He might not be far off, fam.
Bro.
Listen, I changed my tune on Potter, so I don't mind
Yeah,
that.
he's saying Potter in.
Listen, we'll talk soon. But if Arteta hypothetical scenario doesn't make the top 4 and Potter's linked to you lot in the summer, would you take that?
You know what it is?
Or is it Patty Vieira?
Gotta be taking it.
You know what?
It's time.
No.
What if
Potter's a better
Vieira
coach than Vieira.
continues showing improvement this season, then it would be Vieira because of emotional connection. But you see me, I'm a sucker for that manager that's done it. When Conte was available, I wanted him.
Yeah.
I'm vexed about the Wenger situation, partly because of Pep and Klopp and our chances of potentially getting those. All right, maybe not Pep, but Klopp at the time. I think we could have, if Wenger maybe had a word and parted ways with us a bit earlier. But there's no big, like, apart from Conte, Pep, and Klopp, in my opinion, and Simeone. If Simeone was ever available, I don't give. You think I care about the football?
Taking that.
What?
I
I
like Turkish, man. Yes.
I want to win.
Yes.
If you shithouse it, you shithouse it.
Give me that terrorist ball.
Yeah, bro, I'll take it 100%. Simeone's up there. He's underrated. He's up there with the elites, with Pep Klopp. I think
I agree.
he's probably the next manager to come in if Pep and Klopp are still in this league and break up that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want him to do that. I want
part-
him to come in the league. I'm looking at Chelsea.
That
looking
yeah,
at
yeah,
Chelsea.
for real, for
That's
real.
the
That's
natural
the type
fit,
of
innit?
prototype team he can fit. Tuchel.
That
Watch
little,
your back.
That little Trossard, Pascal
Gross.
Gross connection is sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet in me. I'm watching that one closely, bro. Them two, they're balling. But I think Potter's a top coach, so I can agree with that. 100%.
Bournemouth won away this week as well.
Yeah, 2-0 down, 3-2.
Last was it 87?
No gaffer as well. Who's the gaffer at the moment? Is it
I know his face.
I thought it was Lee Boyer for a sec, but it's not Lee Boyer. I forgot who it was.
RT? Nah, man.
What, is he a player? Ex-player? Harry Arter?
Harry Arter, I think it is.
Is it Harry Arter, yeah?
I think it is.
Okay, no, my guy Arter. He had tech, bro. He had tech back in the day. But yeah, Bournemouth, no gaffer, and doing it. And actually, they got a draw against Wolves in midweek as well. So got to give them a shout.
Maybe they was right. Maybe they was right, second mark.
Hey, what were they cooking? Do we know what they were cooking?
Justin, do we know?
Yeah. So, I think my duds though.
No, but I ain't got my chat.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Go on, talk to
I
me.
got hipster one this week.
There you go.
He was
Oh, yeah.
Milan derby.
No, not
he
even
was
just
cold.
him. Giroud. He keeps doing it.
Bro.
Giroud is timeless.
He's just smart, man. He knows
You man
how
never
to-
should have let that brother go.
You're
I
right.
said it
in
from the time.
hindsight, yeah.
From the time I said
Hindsight,
it.
yeah, but at the time, I think...
To let go of Giroud for Lacazette is a grave mistake. It's a
You know what?
It's a
No,
grave
but at
mistake.
the time, Kane
No,
Lacazette
not
at Lyon,
Nah,
scoring
man.
the bangers in the Champions
Nah,
League, I would have
man.
took that.
The
I'm
problem
sorry.
is we had
BBW
years.
Henry.
We had years of his limitations. We saw all of this
I
stuff,
think there was like...
but
3
there
or
was
4
limitations
yeah.
that couldn't take us over the line with Giroud. And then
The thing that Giroud shows though, that like he showed at Chelsea, is that, but even if it might have been different, because when you're maybe the top guy at a club and then you get told you're on the bench, the reaction is a bit different to when he went Chelsea. But even when he came off the bench for Chelsea, he showed he's such a weapon.
yeah.
So maybe Arsenal should have at least tried to get him in that
No,
kind
I
of
agree,
role.
I agree.
Because even Leao's second goal, who gave the lovely little back flick in the air? Giroud, bruv,
he's got a bit of culture to him.
He's
in
one
that
of the best.
sense.
He's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
one of
yeah.
the best link-up strikers I've seen in my life, bro. Like it's ridiculous. what he
Yeah,
does.
he's cold. He's
Yeah,
There's
bro.
another one we need to... Barcelona.
What?
We need to be scared, man.
Their defense, though. Their
We need to
defense.
be worried.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to be worried.
They're defending though.
I think
a bit-
at some point it will click though.
Kunde got 2 assists, I think.
Is it?
Attacking centre back.
He got 2 assists. He
we're
got 2
coming.
assists.
Duds.
Yeah, my duds. Fucking the referees in this country. I'm gonna literally have to do a whole episode on my new show about that, because bro, the referees, like, the brand of the Premier League is meant to be this unbelievable league that anyone can come watch and blah blah blah, and it's the most watched league in the world. And how the most watched league in the world literally has the worst referees in Europe is unbelievable. How they're using VAR. I hate VAR with a passion, but how it's being used is just it's ridiculous. But yeah, I can go talk about that for another 20 minutes. So that's what I mean with that West Ham decision. Mendy, he's making me sick, bro.
Disgraceful,
bro. Mendy,
disgraceful.
Mendy, bro, back
that
up,
is
man.
shameful.
When you have the opportunity, one thing I'll say
You'll
about
do it,
Mendy,
innit?
like, listen, even with the Suarez thing with Ghana, if it's you in those situations and you can get away, you're gonna try and do it. It's the refs, it's VAR. Because if you look at what Palace as well, Mitchell, did you see that? Did you see Mitchell push? Mitchell pushed the player into the keeper.
Yep.
Then the ref calls it back and says it's a foul.
Coutinho's goal against City, they called it. The guy flagged it offside. He was not offside. VAR didn't even check to see if that was offside. Cool.
That's not VAR's fault.
What was the issue?
Because the ref blew before he shot.
But the lineman was wrong in putting his.
But why is the ref blowing before it was shot? You're meant to let it play now.
No,
that's the rules now.
flagged.
Yeah, but when the linesman flags now, you're meant to let the final action play, and then they put it back. So the ref should not have blown the whistle anymore. That's like the rules now, innit? So
don't forget Ericsson and Odegaard. That's the situation there.
which one? Oh yeah, but Arsenal fans are duds. Stricto, Gunali. I went up on AFTV. I ran riot up on there. You know what I mean? I ran riot. Them men were there talking, saying they're gonna win 3-0. They were saying the only threat to Man United, to Arsenal, is the ref. What's Rashford gonna do? What's Rashford gonna do? Listen,
Hold that.
night. Turkish, night.
We'll meet again, my bro. We'll meet again. Don't worry. We'll meet again, man. Another battle of the fallen giants soon, man. Don't worry.
Any duds on your end?
I can't disagree, man. I can't even think of another one better than that. It's mad. So many different games in one game week that you can pick out and say it's mad.
Arteta for me. I think those subs. You had the game in your hand. I'm sorry, I've got to give it to Arteta. You threw the game, in my opinion. You went too gung-ho too early.
Well, we could say Richarlison, the over celebration of a disallowed goal. I forgot about that. The shirt came off. It was like, what's going on here?
We're gonna do
Richard Keys, where are you? Go talk about them.
Allow Connor Cody, man. Nah, Connor Cody, I understand that one. That would have been lit, man. That would have been lit.
But Richarlison's man, 3-1 again. Nah.
Now listen, you scored
another
your
champion.
first
You know
goal
his
in your
champ.
first start. I get it, especially when he had that volley that hit the post. Ooh!
You know who was the champ?
I'm telling you, that Brazilian passport. It's in the mail.
Nah,
it's in the mail.
Him and Martinelli's, I don't know where it is. Him,
Who's
Martinelli.
the
They ain't
champ?
got, another
Find the
champ
champ.
is Pickford, bro. Did you see how it was
Aye.
a monster performance against Liverpool?
Yeah.
What? And you know, there's something
Kendall
weird
High.
about Pickford, that Pickford never seems to make like normal saves. Like, he always seems to just get his tip off his finger.
Do you know what it is?
And it deflects off the post.
Bro,
Yeah,
the
it's
inches
I
just.
don't know how he
always
does it. It's like,
stretching. Yeah.
he makes some crazy, like his end of year, like career.
Highlight reel.
Yo, you're gonna think we had prime Buffon, bro. You're gonna think England had the best keeper ever, bro. No cap.
Small games, he makes the
He makes the dumbest mistakes. He's
crazy.
about it,
Trust
innit?
me, that's what brings him down.
Yo,
But yeah,
that's
man.
another week, people. Turkish, my bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
coming
love
out.
for
Worry,
coming,
man.
man.
Anytime, man. Shout me, man.
It's been
Yeah,
long
bro.
overdue in the making. If you got anything coming up, let us know now as well. Obviously, Big Six. When is that? Tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night. When's this at?
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so tonight, people.
tonight,
So
yeah.
tonight.
Make
Aside
sure
from
you go
that,
check
yeah,
that.
just follow up the channel, Big Six. Follow up my channel, Turkish LDN. Yeah, more things to come. I'll be back on this soon enough anyway.
For sure, bro. For sure. We're
sure,
always
bruv.
looking for Arsenal rep. as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
bruv.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Gotta
good
get
to
the
have
most
reliable.
sensible one in that inside first,
For
man.
real.
Say no more. Love.
People, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Leave your
Comment.
comments. We want to know your winners, your losers, your champs, your duds. Algorithms. We're out.
Night.
Peace.
Night.